Life insurance can be pretty complicated, especially when you've got all kinds of salesmen. Now, I'm no salesman, but I have looked into it quite a bit. Now, life insurance isn't for everybody. I'll go ahead and explain some of the basics. Nobody wants to throw money away. Now, a person only buys life insurance if they've got a family or other people that are dependent upon your income. Now, I'm not going to be recommending any specific place to be able to get life insurance. There's a lot of places and a lot of salespeople that'll work with you. Now, the younger you are, the cheaper it can be. Now, the cheapest life insurance you can get is called term. Now, each year you typically pay a straight fee. So here's an example. $312 a year for $500,000 worth of coverage. That's the average. Now, that's a 20-year policy. So for 20 years, you'll be paying $312 a year. And if something ever happens to you, your family's got something to work with. Now, you're hoping this is one insurance you won't use. Now, once the family's all grown up and on their own, the financial burden may not be as big. Now, remember, all the money that you put into this, when you stop paying, all of it's gone. Now, if you get this life insurance when you're young, the numbers may be a little bit less. Now, when you are talking to a salesman, you want to make sure you're really blunt with your questions. You want to know if there's any other stipulations that they won't pay for. There's some policies out there that are accident protection. In other words, if you fly a plane, that's too high of a risk. Or if you get some sort of a disease, that's not an accident. They won't pay for it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You got to. Even the company I deal with right now, they just tried to sell me on some accident and they made it look just like a bill. So you really got to watch them. Watch them like a hawk. If you're unsure, ask. And if they don't answer, ask again. Take your time and make sure you understand the policy. I don't want to spend another $300 on accident protection. Now, when I was younger and I signed up for this policy, there was definitely all kinds of paperwork. I had to go through a physical. They want to make sure there's no preconditions. In other words, you don't have any health problems. One thing you want to know about term life insurance is that you can't miss a payment. Each year when the payment comes due, if you miss it, you won't have insurance. So you want to make sure you keep paying it until at least you feel you don't need it or it gets so expensive that you can't afford it. You got to realize that an insurance company never loses. It's like they say, the house never loses. So when it comes to insurance, you need to understand what your policy is and why you want it. Then when you don't need it, get rid of it. So in 10 years, when these rates start to go through the roof, I plan on dropping this policy and looking for different options. By that time, the family will be on their feet and they can look into their own policy. A policy that'll protect their family. So when you start looking for insurance, ask the tough questions. Don't trust that the salesman's got your best interest. There's always going to be those upgrades. Think about what you need. And I know it's a lot of work to ask all these questions and to do your research. So I personally think it's worth some money to protect your family, but don't overdo it. The insurance companies are betting they're going to win, and you want to do everything that you can to make sure that you both win. So the toughest thing is to find somebody you can trust. That's why you want to look around and make sure you understand the policies. Well, I appreciate your time and thanks for watching.